Coming in at number 10, we have Basil Brown. Basil Brown was a very frequent carrot juice drinker. In his last few days, he drank 10 gallons of carrot juice. Now that's what I call refreshing. Now, he drank over and over and over and over again until his skin began to change color. And what happened was 9 days later, he had just had enough, and he passed out, and he died. The worst case of it all was not that he died, but he died embarrassingly, with his skin being bright yellow. Number 9. Coming in at number 9, we have Attila the Hun. This famous Hun leader died very unfortunately. Oh my god, look at him. He's a monster. He's a monstrosity. No wonder he won all of his battles. Just look at the way he looks. It's disgusting. Anyway, he was in a battle, and actually, he got beat, but then he came back, did a little backflip, and then he was able to beat up his opponent. Although declared victor, he died due to the nosebleed that he got mid-battle. Serves him right. Coming in at number 8, we have Mithridates VI. Mithridates VI was the ruler of the Pontus and Armenia Minor civilization. He died from drinking poison. You see, the Romans were marching, and they were marching at him. And once he decided it was time to drink poison and die. Wow, now that's a lot of poison. Okay, that's just kind of weird. But, unfortunately, Mithridates found out that he was immune to poison, so he asked someone to stab him. And from there, he was dead. Coming in at number 7, we have William Henry Harrison. William Henry Harrison, otherwise known as the 9th President of the United States, was, well, quite the talker. And he really did talk for a very long time. He actually gave his inaugural speech in horrible weather conditions and refused to properly take care of himself. And he just spoke for hours and hours and forever. As you can see pictured in this footage, he really just doesn't know when to shut his mouth. And he got sick because of it, and he contracted pneumonia. Now, he still continued to give the speech and refused to give in. After contracting pneumonia and dying, William Henry Harrison became an embarrassment on the United States. But, fun fact is, he was also rumored to have a gay lover. Now, for number 6, we have Tycho Brahe. Tycho Brahe was a famous Danish astronomer. He actually died by holding in his need to use the bathroom for too long. You see, he was at a dinner party, relaxing and talking to his friends. And even though he was uncomfortable, he refused to give in and go to the bathroom, no matter how much he longed or wanted to. He refused because it would be impolite for him to go to the bathroom during the dinner party. And so he waited, and he waited, and he waited until finally the guests left. It's actually rumored that he hopped all the way to the bathroom once the guests were gone. After finally relieving himself, he actually contracted a urinary tract infection and promptly died. 5. Alan Pinkerton. Here is a live recap of what happened when Alan Pinkerton died. Walking down the street. I bit my tongue. It hurts so much, and I'm bleeding. And I'm dead. At number 4, we have Frederick the First. This leader was taking his horse down the old town road, and he slapped his horse too much. His horse knocked him off into a puddle, and he drowned 'cause his armor too big.
Hello, at number 3 we have Edmund Ironside. Edmund Ironside was sitting down on the toilet, and then some guy came out of the toilet, and he stabbed him in the butt a lot of times, and then after he got stabbed a lot, he died.
For number 2, we have one of the most important members of this list, Franz Ferdinand. Franz Ferdinand was killed and eventually led to the start of World War I. Franz Ferdinand was at a public meeting when Gavrilo Princip, a young Serbian man, attempted to assassinate him and failed. And may I say that Mr. Princip was very, very handsome. I mean, very, very, very handsome. Now, Princip fled after he failed his mission and went to go sit down in a local cafe and cry about his failures. I mean, look at that loser. He failed horribly. And that's how he felt at the time. But things were going to turn around for the young lad, because it seems that Franz Ferdinand's car drove right in front of him, and it gave him the perfect opportunity to strike and shoot him, and shoot him, and shoot him over and over and over and over again until he was dead. Comrades, for number 1 we have Rasputin. This wizard man leader was shot. As an insult to injury, he was then carried into a bathtub and thrown inside the cold, cold water. After hours of freezing, he died of hypothermia.